Okay, guys, thanks a lot.
Well, thank you, Brian. I agree with many things that you said, except maybe the suit and tie deal. I hope that you met a good guy tonight, myself, that is wearing a suit and tie. And the part of what you said, one of the things that I really agree with is that we need to come together. And I asked everyone in the group that was running for office, and no one is an incumbent in this room, to come together and put your D's and R's and I's aside, because this is about what's happening with the people. And as I've shared with people in conversations, asking them to come to the meeting, is that we'd like to take the people that are doing our community wrong and get rid of them in the primary. We can't let these guys that are running for office and been in the office for so long and just running our community into the ground. We can't allow that any longer. So I'm asking everybody, and one of the points of this meeting too was to ask everybody to look at the people that have given you a choice, like Kevin Moran back here. He is going against Kevin Kamenetz, and I applaud you for standing up and giving the people a choice. And I asked other candidates here too, no matter who, what seat you were running for, even if you were running against someone that was in the same seat, to please come and put the D's and R's aside. And Johnny Salings has come tonight, who is a Republican candidate for the state Senate, and has been a gentleman. And I really appreciate you coming, putting the R aside. And Russ Marabi has come this evening. He's also a candidate for state Senate. And myself, I've declared my intent for state Senate as well. I'm still working on my petition, getting signatures. But we're not concerned about the Democrat. We're not concerned about the Republican or the independent. What we're concerned about is what is happening to our community. We're getting something shoved at us, as others have said tonight, that people just don't, the people in power just don't care. There's another element going on too, is that we have junior and senior over here on the board. If you look over there on the corner, they're side by side. If anybody thinks that junior is going to get into office and somehow senior is not going to be doing something or is not going to be a part of that, that's just flat out wrong. People tell me, oh, well, John Jr. seems like a great guy. His father just kind of seems to have a bad way about it. But Junior's going to do different. They're doing things in lockstep. I do Dundalk TV, and it's a local YouTube station. And going out and doing that, I've actually found out what's going on in the community from that, doing this TV program. So I see, I've been connecting the dots, and and it's out there. And luckily, there's a lot of great people like yourselves in the community that are enlightening me and are brave enough to stand up against what's going on. Actually, the other people are trying to shut me down right now because they don't like me telling the truth. So, but it's out there. So here's part of the truth, is that the DRC wound up getting in touch with John Sr. and is doing that, and John Jr. is funneling money through the backside and supporting this. I just don't know how it gets any blatantly wrong than that. And I also stood up at the meeting at the high school and asked the developer, why do you want to come to a community that doesn't want you? And he wouldn't answer that. Actually, Kevin had answered that for me quite well. He said that they would turn it into possibly a truck parking lot and sell it for maybe $16 million. And I'm also not sold on the amount of what this property over here is worth at this point in time. These are county estimates that we're going by, so they say 8.8, and I think the other one estimate was 7.5. I wouldn't be surprised if this property and its location wouldn't be worth double to triple what it is. So, just really appreciate everybody coming and dropping the D's and the R's. And right now I'd like to ask Russ and Johnny Salins to please come up to the front, because we have a little bit something to say. And we are standing up. Russ, would you stand in the middle, please? Okay.
Smallest guy always gets saying what you think.
Well, I'm not really sure if anyone's done this before, but tonight we're going to do it. And we are going to drop the D's and the R's. We're going to wind up saying that the people that have been doing our community harm have to go. John and myself are going to endorse Russ for the Democratic nominee for State Senate. And we would like your support. And there's other people in the room, as Kevin Moran back there, as I said just a moment ago, he is stood up to Kevin Kamenetz. We need to elect him. Bob is standing up to them. I think Bob would make a great candidate as well. And Rick has come tonight too. He's not worried about party affiliation in this matter as well. So.
Brian Weir, I'd like to say, make sure you mention Brian Weir, because everything Brian says is from the heart. I've heard him speak a lot of times, and he is for the youth, and that's what's wrong with our country today, in my opinion. Some of the things wrong for our country today, and that's the fact the youth have gone astray and haven't been guided right. And every meeting I've been to, Brian has said the same thing, and that's the reason why he's running, and that's why he stands for the youth and the rec council, and I have to applaud him for that. This isn't the first time I've said it. I've said it before. He's been at meetings. I've said that, so you have to give him great recognition for that. And Bob Stab, the same thing, for stepping up. And the council people, Brian is the one that you have to make sure you recognize, because he's dealing with the youth and the future, and that's one of the things that everybody seems to forget. And I don't mean to interrupt your speech, but that's just how I feel about it. And since I have the microphone, everybody said about the government center, as Will Rogers said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm not going to get into it. We all know the same thing, and that's it. And that's just how I look at it. And if you see my ads, of course, all my ads say I would vote and work for the people what they want. If it's working fine over there, I don't see the problem. But there are so many things that Bob Staub had mentioned and Brian had mentioned that is wrong with this whole thing. And the biggest thing I see is are the businesses like this restaurant here. They don't need another big business over here to take away their trade. And that's what's wrong with most of our communities. We're being box stored out. And that's just how I feel about it. So that's it. And I'm going to click this off.
All I can say is this. I believe we're all fed up. And we're tired of politicians coming in and constantly taking away from the people. And that's what's been going on for a long period of time. Yeah, I'm running for state senate as a Republican. And the people need to realize I'm running for the people. That's been my saying. It always will be my saying, and it will never change. Because I'm not going to be influenced by politicians. Because they lost the reality and the sense of what it's really all about. They're over here trying to take something good away from this good community. And I think they understand that. But one thing they gotta more understand is they gotta fight. They gotta fight, and we gotta give a good fight. I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. We need to get our families, we need to get our neighbors, we need to get every person and people that we know in this area and away from this area to come out and to fight with us so we can do something good and not have something taken away from the people of this area. I believe that's so important. I don't think they realize what kind of fight they can get if we go out there and we fight a good fight. So please, don't think that we have given up. We got to fight. Let's fight. Let's go. Thank you.
And we're all standing here and we are working together because we all believe that, you know, this community deserves better. And I told Russ that I'm hoping that on primary night that I can actually have a toast to him for the Democratic nominee for state senate. And I really hope that happens.
Thank you.
And, you know, I'm going to help you however I can to achieve that, because a win for you in the primary will be a win for our community. And I talked to John about that, and John feels the same way.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
And I'd like to thank you too, John.
And I'd just like to add one thing. Scott has done a lot of work out in the community, and I always say to him when he calls me, I said, I really applaud you, and I ask about Bob all the time, Staub, and he's done a lot of work, leg work that a lot of people don't do, and he's grassroots, and that's one thing that we've missed, and that's one thing we do need back into the government. One last statement I want to say, I'm not sure who said it or where they said it, but when the people become, the way it should work is not that the people should be afraid of the government or elected officials, but the elected officials should be afraid of the people. And we have to turn that back around again. So that's my last quote. Thank you,
Okay,
Scott.
thank you, Russ. And I
everything.
really do.
Appreciate
You
it.
know, we have to do this for our community, and we have to wake up the voters and wind up letting them know that what the guys in power right now are most afraid of is what we're doing right now, and also the most powerful thing is your vote. Get out there and vote and change the way things are going on. I have something on my Facebook that someone has sent me and said, that's the way we used to do things here, or that's the way we do things here all the time. Well, we need to change that because doing the things the way we've been doing it for years isn't working now. So thank you very much, and I'm going to ask some of the other people to come up, but thank you
Scott,
again,
very
Russ.
much.
Oh, and by the way, I hope you brought my sign because I'm putting Russ's sign in my yard. So I'm supporting you 100% for state senate
I brought you two
nomination.
signs. The first one they're going to take down, so I got you another one so you can put it back up again.
Okay, I'll probably share that with a neighbor, and we'll work it out somewhere along the
Tell
line.
Mr. Pappas, by the way, Mr. Pappas is the one that said that he'd like to have that deal, Bob.
Scott Pappas.
Scott Pappas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Most certainly. And Rick? And would you like to come up now, Rick, and then we'll just go around the room? We'll have you come up in a moment, Kevin.